doesn't have to be huge. Yeah, good.
Here's another idea. So we have this crazy thing called AI, which, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Also
is
has that.
super useful. So when you're done coding something out, throw your code into your favorite AI, ChatGPT, whatever it is, and just be like, hey, I'm a beginner developer. What are some added features or added functionality I could add to this app that would be easy to implement? And I'm
Yeah,
sure it would spit out a handful of ideas for you, and you
yeah,
could just
that's a
go
good
ahead
idea.
and do those things.
It's a really good
absolutely. Yeah,
idea.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, my go-to is usually styling choices, so maybe changing the style a little bit. But that's only going to help you again with like CSS. So agreed, like maybe add some other feature that you need some other logic built into it or something like that. But I think you both are right in that it should be something small and digestible. One of the things that comes to mind is I built this like development tracking app, and I actually asked for input from the community, which was very helpful, right? I asked, hey, is there any feature that you guys think I should have? And Chris, who's watching, actually mentioned this feature, which I implemented, and I thought it was great. Was basically it tracked your hours that you worked, but then he was like, "Well, can you make it track like how much money you're making?" Right? And I thought that was really cool because who doesn't want to just have an app running that shows like as money's ticking up, right? As you're making more
Yeah.
money. And so it was a cool feature because it then showed just from how many hours do I work and what's my pay per hour. It actually in real time updated, how much money I was making. So sometimes getting community feedback is super helpful too, because other people can look at something a little bit different.
I just want to add one other thing too, because I know we're going over a little bit, but
Yeah,
adding those small features, once you do one, it's like a huge win because you'll realize you can do
totally.
something on your own. And then honestly, once you start building your own projects, you will just depart from tutorials for the most part. And you'll come back to
Yeah,
them here and there, but like you'll start focusing more on building because that's what we all want to do. And I think the sooner you get
yeah.
into that, the better you're going to be as a developer and the faster you're going to learn too.
Yeah. Nowadays, I think I use tutorials mostly for learning new packages that are
Quickly
large.
learning
So,
stuff, yeah. Like new stuff that
yeah.
comes out, you get somebody else to go through it with you real fast. It's a great way to learn quickly, and then you can move on, right?
Yeah. The other thing is I'll use like pieces of tutorials. Like if I'm trying to implement something and it's not working for me, if I can find a project that uses it. But a
Yeah.
lot of times that's a little bit harder because it's built into a longer tutorial. So you have to kind of skip around and find it. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Once you sort of step out of that and start building your own projects, ultimately what you like the end goal here is to sort of depart from tutorials as a whole and
Yeah.
start figuring out how to code based on documentation. Because once you master that skill, the world is your oyster. Because the reality is there's not going to be a tutorial on every new technology out there. If you can learn from documentation, you're basically ahead of the curve all the
Nor a
time.
tutorial is going to cover everything. And a lot of them also have
Yes.
sponsors and stuff, so they're going to have stuff that might not be relevant to you. Like
Yeah.
you get to choose everything. And it also, I think the other thing that people forget is when you build a project, you choose the tech. It helps you start to
Yeah.
understand which is the best for the job. It helps you get a sense of like, why don't I want to use a lot of dependencies? Why does that cause problems? Like all these things come up as you do it. And I think,
Yeah.
you get more out of it doing it yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely. Cool.
All right.
Well, with that, thank you guys for tuning in to another Saturday. If you are interested in learning web development, we have two great offers for you. Number one is right now we have a 75% off sale on our web dev Kickstarter course where you can learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript,
It's
as
also a
well as
super good
build.
deal. It's a great,
It's
yeah, it's
an
a huge
excellent
course.
deal for 24.97. You can build your own Chrome extension as well as learn all those technologies. You just use the code Turkey at checkout. That's available until December 3rd. So grab that, up until next week, the beginning of next week. Also, if you do want a community of like-minded developers who are working hard to break into the industry, we have an amazing group. It's called the Web Dev Incubator, and it's sort of our little inner circle. You get private access to us 24/7. We have two calls every week, Tuesday and Saturday, where we build projects together and we keep each other accountable and on track with our goals, as well as doing quarterly planning and all sorts of other good stuff in there. So if you want to check that out, you can actually just write turkey in the comments and we'll reach out to you. Or if you want a faster track to that, just ping us on DMs, and we'll set up an action call with you where we'll just go over like, basically what the program is, where you are as a developer, see if it's a good fit for you. And if you want an even faster track, up in the featured section in our Facebook group, there is a comment there. It says type yes if you wanted details. In there, you'll find a link to that action call, and you can schedule that yourself.